Alright, it's open day. Mr. Otway here, and Mrs. McFarlane has made an absolutely amazing model which gives you some indication of what the Battle of Hastings might have looked like. There were no giant horses though, I've got to say that. And I've got with me my mate over here. This is Harold. He's going to help you and tell you a little bit about what happened in the battle, so I'll give you some idea. So, arranged on the top, we've got the Saxons, all crammed behind the shield wall, which in real life, of course, wasn't made out of licorice at all. This was the Normans' problem, because they've got the Normans down here. Norman archers, Norman infantry, Norman cavalry. They've got to try to get up this hill and attack the Saxons, and somehow manage to kill Harold, which, as you can see over there, they did actually manage to do. So how on earth did they manage to do this? Well, one of the reasons they managed to do it is because they had archers and they had cavalry. They had infantry as well, and if you're not sure about these different terms, infantry are just soldiers on the ground, cavalry are soldiers on horses, but not giant horses. I should stress that. The Saxons, well, on Senlac Hill up there, they just had infantry. And so the Normans used this to their advantage. To begin with, they started the attack. They could not knock the Saxons off the top of Senlac Hill with their infantry. They also used their archers firing into the ranks, but it wasn't having much effect. And then their cavalry was completely ineffective because of the hill, the really steep hill. If you've ever been to the races, you'll realise that standing in the middle of the racetrack is a really bad idea if horses are running ridiculously fast at you. And so the hill takes away that speed. So the cavalry was useless. And the cavalry stayed down here. And the yellow jelly babies, they're the ones representing the cavalry. So William had a choice to make. There's lots of other things that happened in the battle that we'll chat about in class. But the key thing is William of Normandy, soon to be William the Conqueror, had to think of a way of getting these guys off there. And so what he did is he did something called the feigned retreat. So all of his men were battling up against the Saxons at the top of the hill, and some of them happened to run away. Now, we're not sure whether that was planned or an accident, or those people just genuinely got scared and ran off. But when they did run off, some of the Saxons followed them down the hill. And when they got to the bottom of the hill, the horse and the soldier, or the horses and the soldiers, they were there waiting for them and rode them down. And that meant part of the Saxon shield wall, which is what you can see up there, all the shields interlocked at the top of the hill, had left the hill and been slaughtered. William had an idea. I have an idea, he said. I think this work if we try it again. So he ordered some of his soldiers every now and again to break from the fight and run off as fast as they could, as though they were running away. And every time they did this, some Saxon soldiers left the top of the hill. As soon as they left the top of the hill, the horse got them. And by doing this over the day, the shield wall was slowly weakened and weakened until the arrows and the infantry together could make gaps through there. And Harold Godwinson, the king, who would have been amongst all of that at the top of the hill, well, as you might be able to see from over here, this is how he ended up. He ended up killed. Once he's dead, there's no reason to continue fighting because the king they were fighting for was dead. So that, and we don't know 100% whether he actually got killed by an arrow in the eye. Actually, he could have been chopped down by some knights, and we'll show you image from the Bay of Tapestry. So there we go.